You are now.
1, 2, 3, 4.
You are now tuned in to the FuseBox Radio Broadcast with DJ Fusion and John Judah.
You're as good as they say you are.
Syndicated worldwide to bring real black radio back to the masses.
All right, everybody, 1 2 1 2. What's going on? You're now in tune to another session of the syndicated worldwide FuseBox Radio Broadcast, bringing the balance back to black radio each and every single week with a mix of old and new school music from the Black Diaspora, such as hip hop, soul, funk, jazz, reggae, and more, as well as some news and commentary here and there on the music and talk mix. You got myself, DJ Fusion. On the side, you got my bro, and so I'm gonna let him go on ahead and introduce himself.
Yeah! Yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen. Return again, a pretty wicked McJiggins. Of course, a song of Black Hawk. Bringing the funk to all y'all. Yes, indeed, one love to all races. And we about to get into the funk in your faces. What's the deal, DJ Fusion?
Overall, doing pretty good. Life just been not hectic in a bad way, but just very hectic recently, so I'm glad to be able to lock down some time to talk to the people, because we definitely haven't had some time to talk in a while on this particular forum. Shout out to everybody who's been listening to the show, old school, new, etc. I know we have not been as regular, especially with the long form shows, as we used to be. Just doing some adjustments on it, and we are going to get back into that mode. It is nice knowing that people still care and whatnot, even with the output that we've had. So we're going to definitely keep continuing. I just think that both of us, not just in terms of life things, but in terms of how we want to express our creativity, are looking at some different angles with it, some evolving angles, and some of which is the stuff that we can't say online right now. But it's going to be exciting, but we're still here with the original foundation joint that's been popping off since its origin in 98 up in Jersey over at Rutgers U Radio to the present internet world of broadcasting via podcast and so forth and so on. So before we get into talking about a few things and some tunes, just going to do a quick promo rundown right here. You can always check out what's going on with the FuseBox Radio Broadcast over at our official website, FuseboxRadio.com. That's FUSEBOXRADIO.com. Our official live streaming site and blog site. You can reach at either blackradiowasback.com or the FutonDone.com. You can subscribe to us through the vast majority of your favorite podcast apps by just searching for FuseBox Radio. And if those apps have any type of rating system and you like what we do, please give us 4 or 5-star ratings. That gets us more into the algorithm mix, and I'm recommending to more folks who might not know the type of biz and stuff that we do. At least on our side of the states, the world is reopening up in kind of weird ways, so we should hopefully be doing some more live events soon and whatnot. We'll definitely let everybody know about that through the website and through the podcast. And yeah, that's about it. Like, the weather's been real wonky here in our corner of the states recently. Like, it's been 40 degrees one day. Literally 3 to 5 days later, it'll be 70 degrees and go right back down to 40 degrees again in like 2 days. Like, it's been odd. So I'm pretty sure part of that is affecting me, besides, still going through stuff with my leg and whatnot. But again, glad to be here. Glad to be able to do one's thing. Glad that tech can help people do various stuff. We will get some video biz going on soon. We'll have some more live biz going on, but we will let everybody know as that time comes and all of that good stuff. So with that, let's get at just talking about some things. It's going to be a little freeform on this week's show on the commentary end. Well, let's get to current. Sorry.
I was just saying, interesting things, of course, happening in everyday life, different things popping off, and of course the more interesting thing, or at least highlighting thing, was the award show. Do you want to speak on that, Mary?
Yeah, we can get that knocked out and out the way. Funny thing was, I had watched part of the Oscars last night, and I actually got bored. Like, award shows don't really do it for me as much as they used to. I mean, shout out to everybody who made their accomplishments and all that. It's not a diss towards people who do their creative thing behind the scenes or in front of the camera. It's just that honestly, I don't know, maybe I've seen too many, maybe it's just kind of the same old to me. It's kind of like meh. And I watched part of the Oscars, and I mean, again, shout out to everybody who won, including Questlove for that Summer of Soul documentary, which is really freaking good. Folks should check it out on Hulu when you get a chance to. I think they should on ABC like a week or two ago. But yeah, a lot of folks, they went through their awards. Folks are back out doing the pretty outfits and red carpets and all that. That's cool. But yeah, sister got to work in the morning, so I was getting a little bored. So it was like about 15 to 20 minutes before the joint happened. I'm just flipping through TV. I'm like getting ready to watch like American Dad on like Cartoon Network and getting myself ready for my work day. And one of my besties hits me up through Instagram like, yo, the fuck, have you seen what's going on with the Oscars? I'm like, what do you mean what's going on with the Oscars? I just was watching it. Ain't nothing happening. Like, yo, Will Smith slapped the shit out of Chris Rock. And I'm like, what? Then I go on my social media and I'm seeing, the news headlines and all that. I'm like, wow, this is a headline I did not expect to see today. But okay. And because in the United States, the award show has a 10-second delay, right? 10 to 50-second delay. But the international ones didn't. So, people are quick to share stuff on the net. So they had showed the international clip. And when I saw that joint go down, I was like, oh. Like, some people at first were just like, oh, because they had a delay over here in the States. Like, it might have been a skitter. There was a game. I was like, you saw that clip? That unedited joint? That shit was not a game. That was a real open hand slap to a dude's face, and that was real invective being directed towards Chris Rock. And for me, I have very mixed feelings about it, but I can summarize my viewpoint on it with this simple phrase: you don't know who you're testing on a particular day. You don't know what they're going through on a particular day. The most chill person in the world could have a ton of stuff going on in their brain, but they're just choosing to not wild out on you. But that wrong person at the wrong time can try to provoke you, and you may act out of what your regular self is. I think we all have had at least a moment or two in our lives where we've been that way. Where we can look at stuff and be there like, is that situation right? Meh. But do I understand? Absolutely. And with a dude like Will Smith, I think throughout his career, even with the successes and stuff he's had, he's taken a lot of shit from a lot of people. He's taken a lot of jokes that most folks probably wouldn't be cool with. He's taken a lot of disrespect most folks will probably not be cool with. And I think that, especially when you're in the realm of like famous people in a particular group, you're probably having the mistake, and I'll put it this way, of thinking that, A, these people are your boys or your people, besides just folks who you have some creative commonalities with. And 2, if you tell folks that, hey, can you just please step off of this, that they're going to actually listen and not try to, get a little come off of it, especially if they think that you're not going to be that violent type, that you're, quote unquote soft, right? Because apparently, if you're not like wilding all the time, you're soft, especially with the way that people have the male machismo thing going on in this country and beyond. And I truly believe that besides the not great joke that was put upon Jada Pinkett Smith because she has alopecia and so forth, with that, I believe that slap had a history beyond the joke. That's just me. Because I've been around boys, teenagers, and men when they just want to check somebody and when they want to be violent. That was a I'm checking you slap. Because if Will Smith wanted to knock that dude out, it's not hard to have an open hand go into a fist. For one. 2, when we look at certain things when a dude wants to check somebody, you also have to look at the aspect of the type of dude that they're checking. And, let's keep it 100. Some things that might happen when you're all ultra famous and have money ain't going to happen in the street where somebody might be carrying something. Chris Rock wasn't going to be carrying no knife or gun at the Oscars, bro. You know what I mean? Chris Rock, I don't know if that man knows how to fight or not. I'm not going to make any type of judgment on that. You never know anybody on that thing, quite frankly. But when Will walked up to that stage, he had a purpose. He got laser focused. And while Chris might have been there like, oh, I might get like a love tap or something, he ain't expect to get that pimp slap that he got. Much less the shit talking that occurred. And while a part of me is like, hey, we all need to have a certain level of tougher skin and so forth, again, everybody has a moment, man. And I think that shit with Chris was probably, if not at least years, enough of a backup to be there like, yo, I'm tired. I've had it, you know? And we all don't respond maturely all the time. Now, would I probably have preferred for Homeboy to maybe done that backstage or at a party? Yeah, probably. You know what I mean? Just because, A, it took the shine off of his accomplishment in terms of getting that Best Actor award for King Richard, which is actually a very good movie if folks gotta check it out. But also other folks who were going through their thing and were just probably chilling just there like, yo, bro, what the fuck? Like, I honestly don't care about what the Academy thinks. Who cares? Quite frankly, if they didn't have a whole bunch of those people there, the few people who watched wouldn't have been watching. I do feel sad that everything had to get to accumulate to that point, especially for a dude who's an older dude. You know, like, you had to get so tired of stuff that there was just no real thought. There was no real reaction to it. It was just something that got done. But again, I understand, man. I understand people telling you to eat shit and act like it's chocolate, and you can get annoyed with that. I definitely, truly cannot honestly say that if some dude was talking real crazy about me and my significant other was there, that I would be upset at the action they did. I would probably be worried that they would maybe get a charge or go to jail. But if my dude felt like I was being disrespected and they felt that, you know, they kind of had to pop somebody at the mouth, I don't know, bro. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I've been blessed in my life to have, a few men, friend and otherwise, who've been there like, if my shit was at a certain line, they would at least make the attempt to defend me, if not by jawing off, maybe something along those angles. I came up in a generation where it was a mixture of people knowing how to throw hands and then unfortunately getting to extra things, but that was like another step, And Will Smith is a 50-something-year-old dude. And I don't expect older men to just get violent the majority of the time unless somebody crossed the borderline. Because they're older. They're mostly chilling, especially a money dude. Like Will, And Will, I think people always try to test him because he does try to put out a positive vibe on multiple levels. I think if nothing else in his career, whether you like his music or acting, he's the dude who tried to be that upward dude. Even with the, information that came out between, him and Jada Pinkett Smith, his wife, like, I don't think he ever really talked shit about her even when all that stuff was happening, or got more in the public in the past few years. But again, human beings are human, man, and sometimes you gotta be like, I've had enough. Like, I think part of it was him defending his wife. I think part of him was just there like, I'm a man, bro. I still got pride.
No doubt.
I think it was a mixture of both things. I'm not mad at him, for that. I hope the best for everybody involved. I don't think Chris Rock is my enemy. I don't think Will Smith is my enemy. I think they both had a human moment that just got put onto an international stage. And honestly, folks who were like on this like weird high horse where I'm just there like, yo, you talk about Will Smith can't do A, B, C, D, or E, or you shouldn't be trying to do this type of thing in front of your women. You do it in privacy or whatever. Half of y'all can't even like cancel pedos. Half of y'all can't cancel blatant women beaters and rapists and stuff. But Will Smith, because he smacked another dude in the face, is like the enemy of like Black America. Get the fuck out of my face, bro. Y'all are kind of corny.
But no doubt. Definitely big shout out to both parties. You know what I'm saying? I'm a fan of Will Smith. I'm just a fan of Chris Rock. I think certain things are obvious. She said certain things, and certain things are obvious. Period.
Mm-hmm.
In human beings being with one another, there's always a sense of protection that they have towards human beings, whether it's man towards woman, man for his woman, man for his children, man for his brothers. You know what I'm saying? Or men for the female women that are in his family that are not his wife. So I think that's a human thing that some people, respond differently to. So I'm not opposed to that on any form, of defending one's, wife or family. You know what I'm saying? So, with that said, I don't. Oh, okay. Now I remember. I thought Chris. Now there's the other element on whether it was real. Mm-hmm. The Oscar the last 5 years, as ratings are down. There's this. We're in a culture of people of the what is that, reality TV, where there's like made up drama. So and Chris Rock wouldn't have had to press charges, if when there's violence done on video. The state could do that. So, I think he got a best award 15 minutes later after that happened. Mm-hmm. So there's and to me the slap seemed slightly choreographed. It just didn't. I don't know. It seemed like it was a choreographed thing, and that was my kind of the first react when I first saw it. Mm-hmm. I thought that, the performers, so they can put on a show. You know what I'm saying? So everybody in there was a performer. So and Will is a side of me is like, well, when he hit him, it didn't knock him to the floor. I mean, maybe he didn't, whatever. I mean, that's, if it wasn't, a side of me is like, when Chris saw him walking up, if it was real, that they should have just whatever. I mean, better him seeing ducking the blow and grabbing this nigga than, seeing being slapped not doing it. I'm from that school. But, whether it was, whatever, I don't know. But, I mean, I don't know. I'm not going to – she covered most of the bases, I believe, on that. But, I just tried to know the fact that, I think also if it was real, he could have been like, he could have – he could have spoke with him afterwards, been like, yo, you don't want to see me with your hands, and you know this. And, and it would have been that and that, because, wouldn't necessarily have it been broadcast a black on black beat. That's what people thrive off of. You know what I'm saying? The images of us killing each other in the street, so the chaos spilling over into other areas, into black professionals, and I thought that Chris Rock's timing was off in the sense of, this very sensitive, all these cats have been lined up saying things out of their mouth. I mean, there was internet jokers saying stuff or whatever before, another side of me is like, well, could he have said that or been that forceful towards the Alcina dude or, the situation that came up before this. Supposedly Chris Rock had said something back in 2016. Mm-hmm. I think it was at the Academy. So there was a history of him saying things. You know what I'm saying? So it could be a variety of things. I don't know. I mean, if it is real, hopefully, they, everything is cool with them and, they can keep it moving, because it's not, Chris Rock is not a threat to him, and he knew that before he went up there. Chris, he's a funny dude. I mean, he can be funny and be a threat, but Chris Rock is funny and not a threat. So, he could just maybe say something slick, and you feel offended by that. I think the best case scenario would have been for him to confront that nigga later, and Jada could have been there if he wished. And, it could have been whatever. And if Chris wanted to take it there, he could have gone there, and not, did not, you know. And it would have just been a little cleaner, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, it could have just kept it going. But, you know, it's, I don't think it's major news. You know? I think it's a shock value type stuff that, you know, is kind of distracting, you know what I'm saying? And, so, you know, it's all good, you know, kind of two Northeast dudes, you know what I'm saying? That's kind of like a Northeast feud, Captain Philly and Captain Booker, you know. Mm-hmm. So, you know, to me, I chalk that up as around the way feud, you know. And, you know, so, and, you know, Denzel pulled him to the side from the Northeast. And P. Diddy, you know, was trying to say, you know, we're going to, you know, handle it in love. So, you know, you know, so that's a, you know, it's all good though. God bless them both, and you know, you know, he's getting, you know, his due for being a performer and getting awards. So, you know, I haven't seen King Richard yet, but I'm gonna definitely check it. And just from the clips that I have seen, you know, and, you know, me getting an idea of the type of father he was, you know, lets me know that, you know, that's legitimate. You know, that's worth seeing, and you know, and you know, sometimes it takes a certain type of father to not necessarily create, you know, the best performers or the best athletes or the best, most popular, because we kind of get that misconstrued, you know, all of a sudden that, you know, they had these good parents, all of a sudden they're going to be rich, famous, or wealthy, or whatever. You know, the best thing that, you know, a good family can really impart, you know, which is normally not looked at. And I always understood this, but I don't always talk about it. The best thing, and we can see it with people like Michael Jackson, you know, or, you know, at least on the good vibes, whether they made all the right decisions is another thing. But, you know, but on the good-natured individuals, especially that I know, that how that family dynamic, you know, has, and, you know, the King Richard thing. So playing that, because that affects a person's spirituality. A lot of people don't necessarily want to understand that or see that or want to accept that. But, you know, everybody that, just not saying that they ain't got no shit with them or they're perfect, but everybody that I know that kind of has a good family, there's something about them. And I think, you know, in the King Richard, that was a display of, you know, they had a plan on wanting to be tennis, so he helped them cultivate that and them to be, you know, superstars. But my point is, if they weren't superstars and he was still that dude, he made the type of human beings, or, you know, in other words, that's the method for making a certain type of human being. That's the best way. The father, the mother, in that type of situation, you know, obviously, they're in a safer, better environment, the better. But whatever the situation is, but the man and the woman together, and you know, the man is, you know, clearly has the pants on, and you know, and I thought that, you know, that's a beautiful thing for him to have played and to have broadcast, because we have, you know, very funny vibes and stuff broadcast. So that was a good display. But you know, I don't want to get too much into it's a slap. Everybody has seen that before. Yeah. Everybody has seen people. Some people have seen people get killed for that. You know what I'm saying? But you know, that's really the low point. You know, the fact that shouldn't get too much hype. Really, you know, that shouldn't get too much hype than love or people, whatever. You know what I'm saying? You know, cats from the Northeast, it shouldn't get too hype from cats from the Northeast beefing with one another, as opposed to, you know, everybody showing like a certain love towards one another. And that's one thing that, you know, I wanted to briefly get into. And that's one thing from traveling I've noticed. And, you know, and just different places I've traveled over the last 20 years. And that's why I was saying the pro-black thing, because when as a cat from the Northeast, I realized that there's a lot of people that have that don't have love for themselves. So it's like, well, and then I see that almost everywhere I'm going since I was the age of 12, I didn't understand things as a child. So, but I, and that's one thing I do like about, being out of the urban environment or being kind of like the Mid-Atlantic. I'm in the South. There's the Mid-Atlantic is really the northern part of the South. And so you when you're kind of around nature, that's the good thing about the rural environment. The energies of the earth, you're affected by them more in a positive way as opposed to all the buildings and structure that come with the urban environment. So in that, I've realized I've got some epiphanies and a lot of things that have come to me lately. And one of them, there's a couple of them. One of them is the fact that, you have to love oneself, God and oneself. That's the primary, really goal. Because if I can go to another region and they hate me because I'm not from that region, that means that there's no love there. That means there's no racial solidarity. You know what I'm saying? People with money who end up living in fancy neighborhoods who are black, they don't necessarily feel it in a certain way. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you're like in that tax bracket where it's millions. So there's certain things about whatever that you might not experience, that you may or may not understand or may not even want to speak on. But it's just kind of giving me a clearer view. And as I piece together different pieces of what I experienced and what my friends told me, my family told me, you know what I'm saying, over the years, is that there's kind of a silent war that the South has toward South and the West Coast and the Midwest has towards people from back east. I'm not going to get too much in this, but from my experience and from the information I've gathered over the years, and my point is that if there's a lot of people fronting right now, and I think that we can't move forward without there being whatever. Because when I think about individuals who've gotten killed, or just it blows me away that people are not talking about certain things. It's like, certain cats can go certain areas and they have to watch their back, or like I can, let's say me, let's just say my whatever, I've had black people in Maryland say to, where I either overheard them say things or whatever. One thing's like, well, I've had a black manager tell me, not tell me, but I overheard him talking to the people. Well, if I mess up his job, he can't say racism. I heard that out of somebody's mouth. I've had dental work done that I was later found out was shoddy work, and I'm thinking like, well, is that because I'm but maybe it is, maybe it's not. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, okay, well, I'll chalk that up as whatever. But the list goes on. I could talk about with my brothers, when we lived in Georgia back in the late 70s, how school administrators used to tease my brother and them because they wasn't from down there. Adults, mind you. My father had to go in and check them on there. You know what I'm saying? Now, that's the 70s. Now, we can kind of go increment up through the years of different things. I'm thinking like, and it's kind of a silent war going on. And it ain't just whatever. And what's funny is I ran into a white boy, at a loading dock, delivering goods, and he had a New York swag. I said, yo, where you from? He need something up top. I said, oh, what's up? We were talking. And he said some things to me I've been knowing this for a year, and I've been holding it back. He told me when he was down south, he saw black people weren't rocking Confederate flags on their cars. And I forgot where he said he was down south, but he said he was rocking Confederate flags. He said that they kind of gave him status because he was from around. I said, so you're not black, but you're from, I said, okay then. So I said, So I'm like, okay then. And, sometimes people who are in that field, they see certain sides of people that people maybe don't show other places because this is kind of in a little minuscule world or whatever. So I'm like, okay, but not to drag it on, but the point is that if there's not a love factor, then what we're really dealing with is strangers perpetrating that there's a love and there's a race thing. You know what I'm saying? because if it's not a real love thing, then I'm not sure if it works. There's more examples that I could give, but without necessarily dragging it on, where it's like, I'm slightly concerned. Now, outside of me, it's like, okay, well, there's people from the outside manipulating that. And I agree with that. I definitely agree. You know what I'm saying? But, you choose to be manipulated or to do or say certain things or whatever, and when people start dying, it's kind of a weird thing, I don't know. But moving forward, was there something you wanted to get into next, Fusion?
Pardon me, excuse me. I was trying to hold on that sneeze while them folks were talking. End of the day, I just want to circle back real quick. I do think it's interesting how much this was blown up, what we were talking about earlier with the Oscars moment. I truly believe that folks wanted to be like, oh, look at these niggas fighting. Because when I was up early this morning, it was on the local news, it was on Good Morning America, all that, right? And while this is a situation that happened, for it to be top news in the world where, you got two European countries who are just one step away from, crossing a NATO border, and we have World War III popping off. The fact that we still got, I don't care how many people are taking off their masks, COVID is still a thing on certain levels. We got all this other type of stuff going on. The fact that people wanted to almost hype up that there was a conflict, whether you felt it was understandable or not, again, personally, I think it's understandable if nothing else. I thought that was weird, and that folks wanted almost to have that divisive distraction from folks. And as a person who just looks at media, I personally didn't like that. I don't like with this particular situation, there was a self-righteous pointing of fingers, nobody's ever lost their temper before. And just because you got money and, you're in front of, quote unquote high society, which most folks usually think of as white America or whatever else, that, people just can have a moment, or people think that the money is going to ultimately protect them from having any kind of scrutiny. And I just thought that was weird, because even going on social media last night and today, looking at different folks of different racial and economic backgrounds, the feedback on it was kind of night and day, which I thought was very fascinating, because I'm just there yes, we should hold ourselves to a high standard as human beings. At the same time, there's a weird thing folks have with Black Americans, where you're supposed to either be the most sinner of sinners or ultra godly. You're supposed to either take a whole bunch of shit or give a whole bunch of shit. There's no in between. And you know what I mean? And I personally just don't like that, because both extremes ultimately rob you of your humanity. Do we know people who are on more extremes than others? Absolutely. But, again, I saw the joint. I'm not saying that it was the best thing on the planet to have, but people just there I'm going to ban Will Smith because he smacked Chris Rock. Get the fuck out of here, bro. You gonna do that because that man had a moment? Period. Again, I think partially for his wife and partially for himself. You mad at that? That's your limit? Alright, ma'am, sir. Whatever. Because I definitely have seen some things that kind of cross certain racial lines, oh, well, they're a role model and this, that, and the third. I'm bruh, so was Charles Barkley and Michael Jordan. Were those perfect Negroes? Absolutely not. You know what I mean? Are some of the folks you look up to right now, are they perfect individuals? Absolutely not. I'm not saying that you have to be. Some people, you separate the art from the artist. I think we all have our hypocrisies on that in terms of the type of human beings they are. But I just find it very strange that this black dude, for multiple reasons, did something physical in his mindset to protect the dignity of his black wife, and everybody done lost their shit. Very weird. Very, very weird. I'll go so far to say I don't think the feedback would have been as bad if Will Smith was married to a white woman. Regardless of their problems. I don't think it would have been that way. You know what I'm saying? There is something for some people, including some black men and, you know, some black women who unfortunately have absorbed misogyny, to think that it's strange for a couple on multiple sides to protect each other, mentally, physically, etc. And I find that to be particularly strange, especially from a whole bunch of cats who talked about it couldn't have been me if A, B, C, D, or E happens. But when that went down, all of a sudden, you know, you're the paragon of peace and virtue. You're Martin Luther King. You know what I'm saying? I mean, hell, Jesus flipped the table. So the fuck, you know? It's just interesting, man. End of the day, don't be testing people. You don't know where they're at. That's it.
I don't really want to get too much into that, but I think there's some spin-off things related to that, and how there were a lot of people kind of doing the same thing that Chris Rock was doing on the internet before this had gone down. And, you know, there were some people commentating on, you know, maybe certain things about the relationship, but, you know, some of the stuff that I listened to, they weren't necessarily clowning him. But I saw certain things where he was getting clowned by dudes, you know. And I thought that, you know, I remember seeing, I think it was seeing one where this dude, O'Shea Duke Jackson, he took a picture of a man holding a woman. He put his face on there, and on the man's face, and then on the woman he put the Jada's face, and so, oh yeah, you know, oh Willie ain't hitting it right, something along those lines. And I just remember, you know, and I'm just thinking, like, you know, he wasn't the only person that said something. There was a couple other YouTubers, and so it's like, you know, I just thought it was kind of, you know, this was before he won the award, all the awards or whatever. So, you know, there's a lot of people saying certain things, you know, but they, you know, like, why would you broadcast that when, you know, she's saying, like, there seems to be like a little bit of contention, beef between them, you know, that's not what you broadcast, you know. But, you know, Will being from the Northeast, you know, people find it a little easy to do that. So I was like, you know, but, you know, Will won these awards since then, you know. I've been a fan since day one, you know what I'm saying? You know, so, you know, so I said things before he won the awards, and, you know, good things, and, you know, so there's no negative vibe from me. If anything, I just speak on the inconsistencies and bullshit from people who are either jealous, clearly not as fly, and just have a problem with people who have problems with the region that he's from. You know, it's like, you know, like I said, everybody has seen that before. You know what I'm saying? Everybody has seen that before. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, like almost like let it go. I mean, you know, this shouldn't be whatever. I just don't. I had preferred that he pulled him to the side, you know, and let that be a little jokey joke. And then if she thought he was soft for not responding, like, okay, then you can come with me, and then da and whatever. But I think she knew that it wasn't, you know, it wasn't whatever. I just, you know, did he know she had alopecia? I think he did. You know, like I said, it could have been fake, but, you know, it's whatever. You know, we're in the era of, soulless, cut off from their spirit, you know, zombie human beings, and a lot of them are black. You know what I'm saying? So they're going to feed off, you know, this lower level, lower brain type shit of people having contention from one another. That's lower brain demon shit. You know, love is the higher vibration. You know, love will make you do crazy things. You know, and I agree with that. You know what I'm saying? Or as the scripture says, perfect love casts out fear. but at the same time, there's a timing with it, and I think it looks it's like when we're beefing with one another. There are people who are paying money for people to have beef with one another.
True.
People have been and are being mentally manipulated through sound and through visual for the last 50 years. When we see all this new technology, we see all these new gadgets. We don't realize that there are people who are trying to manipulate through milliseconds, through visual images, certain things that they implant in people's minds. This ain't even my theory. This is documented stuff. So, there are machines that are made that are able to implant harmonic vibrations, which they're able to implant thoughts into people's minds. So people having thoughts, they don't even know if they're real thoughts or not, let alone thoughts from the spirit world, as our ancestors, believed in. So they believed in it, I believe in it. So, spirit world's getting help from man. So we don't, there's this thing of contention. And I think, that's why if it is real, I hope, it isn't a thing all of a sudden this happened, all of a sudden the next show too, niggas is going to be throwing blows now at the high level, like this don't need to lead into something else, on that level,
Mm-hmm.
We defined righteousness as black people, as a species, defined righteousness on this planet. And so that can be defined. Now, see, I'm not from the school that says righteousness is going to take a whole bunch of bullshit. That's not the school I come from. Whether when I was a Christian or since I'm not a Christian. So, but, there's just more of a certain high level of etiquette that we need to fall into, because I don't believe in the drama, payment for drama. Like, in other words, so I got to get an internet situation, so I got to do stuff that's more based on drama to be able to get views. Fuck all that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna do something that's gonna get views, but it ain't gonna be based on me feeding off drama. That vampire lower brain program slave demon shit. Fuck that.
I feel you.
And also, when are we gonna get to the days when we have people who there's a whole bunch of people giving advice, but they ain't worked it out. I remember when I was young, you would hear people saying, don't get advice from people unless they've mastered what they've got. In other words, if I ain't married, how am I giving advice on marriage? I think if you're a married man, a married couple, y'all should do stuff about how that maintains. Because we need to see how it's done by people who are making it work. As opposed to people who either failed or ain't got it yet. Because there's a lot of people talking about the different sexes, about what they doing and what they ain't doing, or what they need to do, whatever. And true value, really, true value is really the heart, intentions, spirituality, and morality of the person. Because if it's not based on that, regardless of what you're getting into, you don't know who the fuck you're dealing with. And also this idea of where did monogamy come from? It's amazing when people say, where does monogamy comes from the Bible. Our culture is so saturated with biblical Judeo-Christian, theology and lore that obviously that's the main thing that comes from. Anytime you hear a person that claims to be Christian and they don't understand that, that's not what they believe in. They're in it for religious reasons, because, as a Christian, I can't necessarily say like, well, I got a lot of money, so, because I got a lot of money, and I'm married, in other words, I can't see me telling my daughter that you should expect your man to fuck around. I just don't see me telling my daughter that. Like you should expect that. Well, before y'all married, maybe, but if don't bring up the Bible thing, because then you're bringing religious thing and you're bringing the falsehood that is built, that has been with the church forever, and that is part of the negativity. Don't bring in the falsehood of like, well, no. If you do that and you're not connected with it, that's cool. But now you're bringing the illusion factor of, oh, it's going to be whatever. But I didn't say at the last time that, about you don't know what you're getting. I know of a situation with somebody I came up with, so I know from the horse's mouth that a cat that I know and came up with, he cheated on his wife, got venereal disease, didn't have sex for her like 3 weeks. So I said something on the woman in last week, but this is on the man that you don't know what you're getting into. That's not saying that you can't get married. I'm not against marriage. I'm not against having children. But the right situation has to be there, because I know that affects the child's soul and spiritual nature, the right connection of man and woman. And then, so therefore, I don't necessarily need to interfere with that, especially for the sake of just saying I did it. I want to be there and to be correct, not just to say I did it and I ain't with the woman no more. And I have that person around to help me when I'm older. Now, let it have been the right situation where I could have fed that child in the right way, and it been with the right situation, and me and this woman still have a relationship, preferably still married and still connected. To me, if it ain't done the right way, that half-ass shit just to say you had a kid later, and say you had the experience, I don't believe that. I know that that's just not how it is. Whatever. We're in a society saturated by people with bad ideas, bad spirits, bad motivation, bad upbringings, that we don't really know what the hell we're getting into, and that people are deluded to thinking that they can be something or want something, and they don't really represent that for themselves. So
it's very interesting with all this stuff, brother, because to me, like, part of the reason I talk about celebrity is not because I'm like obsessed with it or anything. It's just a part of life. It's because a lot of celebrity reflects on our own lives. Like, the way people react to certain things is how they look at their own lives to me, or how they would do stuff, and I know for myself personally, like, I'm definitely not anti-marriage. I'm definitely not anti-kids. If it happens, it happens. I would like to do it only once and to be with the right person if it's going to occur. But one thing I do know about romantic relationships, period, from my own life experience and observing others, is that somebody's marital unit is their marital unit, right? Whatever ups, downs, etc. they go through, that is their life, that is their core. And that's the decisions that they want to make. Now, I hope the majority of it is good and that it doesn't get to the point of toxicity or whatever else, but ultimately, there's only so much I can say about somebody's situation if it's not like getting into the realms of extreme mental or physical violence, because I just don't know, And I think because we have parasocial relationships with celebrities, we think that we know everything that's going on with people. We only know at best what a PR person puts out. Maybe some realness comes out, but we only know so much. And I know with the situation we've been talking about, one of the things I thought was interesting was people were just acting like people can't defend somebody because they're not the right type of man or they're not the right type of woman. I find that to be weird. I find that to be very weird. Now, are there situations that I would be able to deal with? Not particularly, but that's not my relationship. Are there situations that maybe didn't start out great and they evolve to better later on? I think it does happen. Maybe not as often as people would like to put out there, but I do think it happens. And one of the things I always find fascinating about when this type of stuff happens is it's almost like a woman, period, much less a black woman, damn near has to be Mother Teresa, who also knows how to bang good, to be worth protecting. That is the weirdest shit to me on the planet. Especially because we still have a lot of misogyny in our society where it's almost like, a certain type of dude thinks that they can be as ancient as they want to be, but they deserve a good woman to have their back, regardless of how they treat them. And with some good dudes, like, you know what I'm saying? You got some chicks who be bugging and they think that after, they've done their thing, they deserve a good dude and they still might be ain't shit mentally, much less whatever else. you know. It's fucked up. It's unfair. But it does happen. So, I think we always have, like, even with couples, there's, like, a Madonna whore complex, right? Where some folks are just there, like, you gotta be the ultimate paragon of purity on either side to be able to be worthy of marriage or worthy of whatever else. Y'all just need to try to be good people. Or at least try to be as good people as possible. And if y'all go through some shit, see if y'all can work it out or not, you know? I think the funny thing is, with this particular scenario, besides the fact I think people have been getting for Will Smith since he was the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, honestly, or whatever. I think the funny thing is when there were cracks in the perfect facade, some of which they put on themselves, that you had people almost eager to have their shit get destroyed, and they're like almost mad that their shit's not destroyed.
I agree with that.
You know what I mean? Like, you got people who definitely seem bitter, like, how dare they still seem to be trying to work their shit out, and they might not be doing, you know, traditional relationships or whatever. I mean, it's been over a decade plus, and motherfuckers talk about those cats swinging. And I'm not going to let certain info out, but, there are, you know, acquaintances and other people I know who are just like, that's just been going on with them for ages. But that's their relationship. If, you know, we can maybe judge in terms of how they had kids and other type of stuff, but that's their relationship. If you choose to have that relationship and y'all are that open emotionally and otherwise to break that down, some things, again, ain't for me, but if that how y'all rock it, that's cool. If y'all are separated and y'all decide that being separated, y'all can do your thing, that's cool. Even people I know who have open relationships, they still got rules. You know what I mean? And sometimes that shit can get messy, but that's what people decide to do. But the fact that they're not like talking shit about each other or divorced or whatever else, it's like, why are you mad? This is not your family. These aren't your people. These are folks who provide entertainment, some of which is great. But these aren't your folks. Why are you so fucking mad that this black dude and black woman aren't like shitting on each other? That's a big psychological problem to me.
I agree with that.
You know what I'm saying? And when I look at these news stories at large, like, it's almost like people want it to be a nice particular box to fit in. And that's what personally bugs me out with all of this. Like, you can't say that Will Smith's some wild, crazy, violent dude that does stuff all the time. You can't say that, you know, Jada Pinkett Smith is either, you know, again, the Madonna or the whore. She's just a chick who's been through a bunch of shit, who just happened to have a talent and have money. As does Will. Who also, you know, happen to be, you know, society, nice looking and all of that type of stuff. And they got, you know, and I'll go so far as this, they got black kids who can be as weird as white kids.
That's right.
And are making bread. And honestly, to me, the freedom to be weird is the biggest thing about having funds more than anything else. Like, freedom is not you just being as fucked up as the other person. Freedom is you just being able to do you and explore different things, because folks want to put black people in such a mental and physical box. Them just being able to be like, yo, I just feel like being creative, whatever. And at least at the moment, we haven't heard any stories about those kids wilding in terms of like being dickish.
Yeah, no doubt about that.
Not one. Now, you know that shit would have dropped. It's like how, feel how you do about political stuff. You haven't heard any of that shit about the Obama kids or other type of folks. Folks hate black folks with money who are just doing them and living their lives. Folks hate regular black people who are just living their lives. Yeah. So, when you see this type of thing and you got folks who are just there like, you're not exactly quote unquote the right type of black person for me at the moment, that is what ultimately with this gets on my nerves. Why do you have to be a mix of Martin Luther King and a sex god to be the ultimate black man? You know what I mean? Why do you got to be like freaking, you know, Fannie Lou Hamer and like, you know, Jada Fire or something to be the ultimate black woman? Why can't y'all just be you? And have like a decent heart or a good heart and unite with somebody else and it's all right. You know, I mean, if you find that combo, God bless you. But it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? And for that dude to be able to have a human reaction should not be damned. We can talk about how it's not great to do. We can talk about how the timing wasn't great, but to act like you just cannot be a human being who wants to protect somebody they love as a black person, especially a black American person, because I'm going to say black American, fuck it. Because black Americans, a lot of people like to down us no matter what we do. Like, bruh, just let people have their moment. They apologize. These folks aren't beefing. They aren't going to be scrapping in the street or whatever else. Motherfuckers had a moment. It's fine. Let's go ahead, move forward, and exercise the grace that everybody else wants to get from other people so damn bad. We all want somebody to exercise grace on us when we do something dumb so we can learn from it and grow and move on. Let's just do that. You know what I'm saying? Let's just definitely do that, because if we want to be very honest, some people, including those within our own racial, economic, sex boundaries, etc., some people don't learn shit until you literally or figuratively smack back.
No doubt.
Everybody doesn't take kind words.
No. Let me clarify. I don't want people to be misconstrued by what I said and maybe kind of what you said. By maybe what I said earlier is that as a man, though, because people talk about emotions and, you know, whether they're emotional or whatever, that was an emotional response. Now, you know, emotion can manifest in many different ways. Now, this is a lead. If it's real, there's a lead up to this. You know what I'm saying? This wasn't something, Chris had said something before and he didn't respond before. So this is something that maybe whatever, you know, and I'm saying, well, you didn't say something before. So, you know, why, you know, but there was other things that has happened since then. That's whatever, you know. I'm saying that if it was real, that he confront him. If they were offended, you know, because to me, it's obvious that Chris Rock is not a malicious dude, you know, we know he's not a hardcore hard rock dude, you know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm thinking like, well, you know, saying something to Chris is almost like saying something to somebody who you knew ahead of time you could beat up. You know, so, you know, like, you know, it's like, cuz, you know, you don't want to see me, you know, like, you know, that's why I think that, let's not say me saying because he had timing, he should have had better timing on how he approached it as being something, whatever, because as a man, he's not going to do it as a woman. Women lead by emotions more than men. So as a man, not leading with it, not cutting your emotions off either, but not leading with it, well, okay, then, well, the situation as it was posed, this is on an award show, this ain't in the street, where if it was in the street and it happened, then that's different. It could have been an immediate emotional response. But this was in an award show, high-level venue, you know, and that's going to be recorded. For now, that's recorded, that's in history now. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying for making history to look good, to be the better man, not to be the stronger man, to have done that in a better way. That's all I'm saying. Not that, you know, because that's a part of the equation, you know, like, because you're saying, well, he can be, let him be him, let him have his moment. Yeah, he can have his moment, but at the same time, you realize that that's a man you knew you could beat up, though. This ain't like, you know, Mike Tyson or The Rock saying that. Whereas, you know, it's a challenge. You know, this is somebody who, you know, it wasn't a challenge. So, like, let that nigga go. But like, yeah, all right, man, I'm going to speak to you afterwards. And you'll know after that conversation that you'll never do that again. You know, and let's keep it, you know, People already know people have the right to lose their control by them knowing by the amount of black on black killing that goes on the street. So, you know, that's to let you know that there's just because it's educated or rich black folk don't mean that they're not dealing with certain issues, whether from within the world or from the spirit world or from technology fucking with people's minds, you know. But, you know, like I said, at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying, it's just you defend your own, you know, and just, you know, that's how, you know, the bottom line or whatever. So, you know, I remember one time when we were in Canada and we were at this show venue, and, you know, there's a lot of things about Canada we haven't talked about. And, but there was a show venue, and there was this dude, Jamaican Canadian who wanted to get on. He wasn't even a part of the situation. And he approached Mary, and my back was turned when it happened. And then she said my name, and then I saw it, and I had to approach this nigga. And I was thinking, like, cuz, like, what's going on? And I'm thinking, like, cuz, you know, and the nigga, like, was, like, on her, like, whatever. And I had to intervene. And I'm thinking, like, son, like, what's this whole situation about? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, where you taking this? You know, like, you know, you ain't even on the card, son. Like, you know, like, I don't need to get the bouncer for you, nigga. I'm thinking, like, you know, like you, like, whatever. But so I'm aware of you having to either having to defend and protect your surroundings when people get unbalanced. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, and that was a kind of like a venue live action street, you know, war, you know, in the world situation. You know what I'm saying? But in that situation where, you know, it's a high level venue, you know, let that little nigga have his moment. Like, it's all good, cuz, you know, I could just give you a 2-piece to the, you know, like they used to do in Jersey. We have to give you a couple blows to the body, hard to the body, you know, give you a couple, you know, something to the body, and, you know, yeah, you know, giggle, hit you hard to the body, giggle right there, man, you know, that was funny, don't do it again. And that nigga would have known, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, cuz, you know, just, you know, it's, you know, wouldn't have had, nobody else would have had to see that. We could have, you know, we could have played it off like he was horsing around. And like, don't do that again, cuz, you know, I love you. You know what I'm saying? I love you more than I hate you. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, and, you know, I shouldn't have to address that. You know, you should know, you should be on a more spiritual level to know, after all the shit that's been coming down the pipe, to not to say no shit that's not directed at me. You directed it at my woman. She's the one that's been saying certain things and allegations of outside whatever. She's been talking that more than he's talking that. He's not talking like that. So then for you to interject to say something about whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like, cuz, that was bad timing. That was just, wasn't whatever. Say something directed at Will. And maybe about, you know, something funny about King Richard or something, you know. And then if Will would have responded, then he would have responded. But I don't think he responded off that. I think because it being Jada, that made him go to the place of him wanting to defend his own. You know what I'm saying? I'm not mad at him defending his own, you know. I think I'm talking too much about it, actually, right now. But, you know, just so there's a clarification, I'm talking now, so there's a clarification where I'm coming from. You know what I'm saying? I think he was right. You know, I just think that, you know, we don't need the shock value stuff on TV. You know what I'm saying? You know, as a man, part of man is, you know, why you think of most of the temples around the world, they show men on them more than women, because the man was supposed to be the spirit, not only the head lead, but the spiritual lead. And so the spiritual lead meant that they didn't give in to impulses, whether that was anger or whether that was through lust, the fighting of the bull. You know, to be able to control that, master that, and balance that, and then for you to act accordingly. Now people are like, well, he could do that and be in fear, but he can also do that and not be in fear, and then respond in kind to what he needs to respond to and keep it on a high level. That's the level of, I'm not talking about what he should have done, but really what people should do. And I just don't want this to continue on to it being a trend that it happened like that, because they're going to feed off people beefing with one another, period, and it's going to be feed off, you know, it being, you know, people of color beefing, whatever. You know, like I said, you know, he can't respond the way a woman responds to it, or shouldn't, or by leading by emotion. Not, like I said, he has to have the emotions in tow, because that's a part of this. That's what as part of the lubricant for the spiritual aspect. You know what I'm saying? So the emotions have to be. There's no emotion. In other words, he's supposed to have that, especially that emotion to want to defend. You know what I'm saying? but it that has to be harnessed. That's a bull. That's the beast. If that's not, and it's like I said, this things he could have, for example, he could have stepped to Alice Alsina, beat him down, and nobody else would have maybe said nothing. So, we could go that direction with it. You know what I'm saying? So, but he didn't, and then it's whatever. You know what I'm saying? So,
no doubt. I mean,
and most of the cats who said something, who've had wild things to say, ain't no really cats that want to really, see him, really want to fight him. So the majority, and what's the name had said something earlier too. I think the Future had said something related to that. And most of them cats don't really, they'll never be the superstar that he is, and they really don't want to see him. So it's here nor there.
Yeah, like again, I just think it's just a very, very funny scenario where I think mature, calm you was just there like, hey, either one could have stepped off, or we could have handled this in another place or whatever. But the aspect that A, things happen, and B, folks knew they were out of sorts doing it. You know what I mean? At least at that time in that venue. I mean, folks' Oscar speech was partially apology for like getting overly emotional. Much less, the formal joint that dropped today or whatever. So it's not like people didn't get it and they want to start a new beef thing or whatever. Like, I don't want, comedians having to worry consistently about, somebody backhanding them, for cracking jokes. I don't want that, But I can look at things and be like, if there was a past history, even if people just talk behind stage like, hey, yo, say all the shit you want about me, please don't say no shit about my wife, I'm kind of on edge, and people are just like, man, fuck you and your mama, then, yeah, there's a risk that, the best you're going to get is heckling, and the worst you're going to get is the potential of that. But I don't see Will Smith, like, some people are like Will Smith is promoting that. He ain't promoting that shit. You know what I'm saying? That was like one moment out of 50-something years of being a star.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? People are acting like this like a, consistent trend of violence, and because Fresh Prince has been on TV since the 90s that, he's supposed to be this dude of perfection. If this is the only thing that's happening in this man's life in about 50, I think he's like 52, 53. On that particular level, and people are like, man's pull out a shotty or something. He backhanded. He slapped a dude. Not great, but not for the worst of reasons. And he backtracked and apologized right afterwards and realized that he got out of sorts. Let's just acknowledge that the man is a human being. We can move on. He doesn't have to be quote unquote canceled. None of these stars get canceled, so I need to have everybody stop whining about that bullshit or whatever. But at best, it's going to be a temporary, yammering about the situation for a minute that's going to die away because, let's be honest, Will Smith has made Hollywood so much money, they ain't going to do shit to him.
That's right.
He's going to have to, murder somebody in the streets for
That's
that
why
to
he can
happen.
get this off. That's why he can get this off. He can do that to Chris Rock, and if it's real, and walk away because he made him so much money that they're not going to do nothing to him. They're not going to do nothing. Too much money has been made.
You know what I mean?
So,
they're going through the
he's
motion
a
to say that
golden
we're going to
boy.
investigate this, that, and the third. They ain't going to do shit to Will. And quite frankly, I don't necessarily think that situation would be the reason to do so. If people didn't do shit to Weinstein until he literally had to go to jail for being a diehard rapist, then, bruh, you can't do that to Will.
I mean, at the end of the day, I'm into women, and I'm not going to, I'll marry a woman from any race, but I do understand the aspect that people have a problem with black male and female getting together and it being kind of shown to be successful. You know what I'm saying? And to me, that has been obvious most of my life. And, not all of them are able to connect and link. Not all of them you would think could connect and link. A lot of times they don't.
Mm-hmm.
So, so love is blind really at the end of the day. But when and I think it's really also beyond black male and female. I think people a lot of times, when a man and woman have together of any race really, that they people have a problem with that. There's going to be some people, there's going to be some women who are going to be jealous. There's going to be some men who are going to be jealous. And sometimes, and I've seen it in my life. You'll have the jealousy coming from family and from whatever. But in my observation of people I know who are married and just people in general, there's some people who are just going to have a problem with that. And I think it's a little heightened that it's some black people with money. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, they only come up a lot of times in my mind when situations come up in the news. I'm not, you don't grow off having your mind on people's business, period, but whether they're black people with popular with money or not. That's not spirituality. You know what I'm saying? We're wealth brings wealth to me, wealth brings, there's a freedom wealth brings, and also wealth brings the place of living in a peaceful place where you ain't got to see bums and dopeheads when you walk out, when you leave your apartment. When you can live in a nice neighborhood, whatever. Money, that's really the best thing money brings. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a sense of home and a stability and a peace where a child's mind can develop in the best way it's supposed to. Not in a chaotic environment in the home and outside of the environment. That's the best case scenario. But and I think to see people able to do that, period. You know what I'm saying? It's a beautiful thing, and that's what they're displaying. And if I understand it correctly, he didn't necessarily have that for the best for himself, or neither did she. And so for them to manifest that for their children, that's a beautiful thing. And like I said, I think not in all situations, but in a lot of situations, some of the better human beings that come, because that's the way it should be. We can make it connect and make it flow like that. Good people come wherever they come, but when it's done right, the prime way is man, woman, family in a good environment. Good schools, and kid has healthy, good friends. That's a prime thing. And the thing is, you don't necessarily, just from you don't have to be rich for that to be there. We wasn't rich coming up, but the people set such a good vibe, and I guess with combined incomes, mother and father, it just we were chilling. We were slightly the envy of people whose mothers that didn't work, because just the way it was carried on. You know what I'm saying? And didn't realize really what we had coming up until I got older. Because a lot of times when you're in certain homes, it'll be strict and you can't do certain things. You got to be home at a certain time. It's not like teenager out at 7 at night bullshit, and then they got to be at school in the morning. That's just not how it was for us. So it was just more order and structure. And and I think that makes that makes better human beings. So it's all good. It's all good. And oh yeah. And wealth brings that aspect to people. But after that, it's leisure and like stimulation, because you can eat more different things and you can travel. Traveling is good, but I think it's like the good sexual experience. What happens is that you want a repetition of that. Happiness doesn't come from me having repetition of leisure, repetition of goods of my sensory organs, from good food, from travel, and from sex. That's not happiness. That's a part of what brings a good feeling and good sensation. And I like having that around, but happiness is not going to come through that venue. You know what I'm saying? Happiness is, going to come for different people, to different people in a different way. But at the end of the day, wealth, people are like, well, you have to have it to experience it. But from what I see, that, you know, if you don't have a good family, nothing else matters. We can look at the stories and how people came through or whatever, you know. And the popular one is the Jesus story, you know what I'm saying? That family wasn't rich. So we can see that having a good environment around you doesn't necessarily, curtail that being individuals being rich. Now, you have to have enough to be able to sustain oneself, obviously, in most families. But it, and it could entail one moving to a different region. But, things can be made, things can happen. And, people can do other things to bring them more income through whatever means or whatever. Because what I'm doing now clearly is not what I'm going to be doing, forever. You know what I'm saying? So all those things are just things that I keep to myself or whatever. But, I think they represent family at the end of the day. And, what I feel too much of their information being broadcast. And some of that stuff they may broadcast, but I just think it's you hear it more by the social media and by what they do and people's response to it. And I guess, people are going to talk about a black family that's like famous, you know what I'm saying, whether good or bad. But, at the end of the day, I'm more concerned about my new research and my knowledge, which helps me understand that situation and people's response to that situation, and how people won't brain and they necessarily like drama, and I don't necessarily need to hear about anybody's interpersonal marriage. That's not necessarily something that feeds me.
I feel you on that. I mean, ultimately, again, and I think we both are on the same plane, all of this is brought up just because, again, like, I'm more fascinated in terms of the way that people are responding to it than so much the actual event. I mean, yeah, that was interesting, but I was, like, barely even, 5 minutes in the day, The fact that I'm, seeing folks just being there, like we were talking about earlier, wow, y'all ain't perfect, so nobody's supposed to protect nobody is weirdo shit, you know what I'm saying? I think it's very weird that people are bringing up all of their side business, like how you're talking about, their fan biz, which, yeah, they brought a lot of that shit on their own. That is what it is. But it's why are you bringing all that up instead of the actual scenario? I just find that bizarre. I'm just yeah, she banged August Alsina, but supposedly they were separated. They said they were separated during that damn Red Table Talk joint, which, we talked about briefly beforehand. And I was just there hey, that's their life, because I don't necessarily know it would have been me, talking about some shit on fucking Facebook if we had that issue, but, to each their own, you know what I'm saying? And I think what's fascinating to me is, at least presently, I don't think either of those guys had to do that shit for clout, so at least presently, I don't even think the Oscars are that desperate to have those two Negroes smack each other, but, weirder things have happened. But I'm just functioning currently off of it being real. And it's just well, again, man, shit happens. There was just some shit that happened. These cats ain't talking about beefing with fellow black dudes and all this other type of shit. Things went down. Maybe sometimes find some other jokes to talk about, or maybe, don't be trying to bug a motherfucker because you think they ain't gonna do nothing to you. And, you live, you learn, you crash and burn. You know what I'm saying? And we just, go forth from there. I find the fear of people of a partner protecting another partner to be the most fascinating thing about all of this. To me. How many dudes are kind of maybe afraid that women might want them to do some protecting besides, saying some bullshit on social media and treating them like trash, and vice versa. I'm not gonna be the one to be everything required violence, but we don't know how life can be, and that was just some famous cats who did some shit that normal people do, and we could just go on and keep moving from there. But yeah, shouts out to the interesting. One of the things I do like about social media, as much as it gets on my nerves more and more the older I get, is that it's always a fascinating viewpoint into people's minds. And this has definitely been very fascinating seeing where folks are at. I mean, you see some incel motherfuckers acting like they're mad that anybody's with another person. That's some other shit with this. I've seen, white America act like this is our perfect Negro. How dare he? I've seen black America do that. I've seen black voters, they're like, meh, people get smacked in the face every day, B. And just other interesting views, including like this kind of weird respectability politics thing, where again you're just supposed to be stoic until you die and then you go to heaven or something. That's like that weird weirdo American Christianity that apparently is only supposed to be for people of color, right? You just tolerate everything until it's over, then we'll talk about how great you are. These guys got talent, they got families, nobody's talking about families gotta be bugging out on each other. It's done. It's just fun. I like the fun of seeing people respond to things, honestly, more than anything. I mean, I've seen some young heads having more mature viewpoints on this shit than like motherfuckers who in their 40s and 50s, and it's just it's interesting, bro. It's just interesting. I hope the best for everybody. The end.
I think there's side information that this spawns, but like if that's an everyday thing, then it's like, okay, it's an everyday thing that you see popular people. People make it more what it is because they're popular and they have money. Because they have the assumption that those people are better than them. You know what I'm saying? God don't like those people. I remember hearing him make a comment. Denzel made a comment to him. He said, when you get up to the top, that's when devil... No. See, that's it. When you get to the top, that's when the devil's going to come at you. But see, that's the implication of that statement is that when he became famous and rose and achieved that, the devil comes. No. The devil comes in, but the devil don't necessarily need for you to have to do all that. I mean, none of the people in the book of Acts were like that, and the devil came at them. So, what he said was correct, but it wasn't completely true, because once an individual in their own mind gets to where they wherever they when the devil comes, so the aspect of having to be whatever so the assumption is that him achieving that wasn't bad, but the assumption that the devil not gonna fuck with you if you don't get that is false and not even biblical or related to any other tradition. But at the end of the day, it's all it's really not news. We make it news because we feel that these individuals have like an insight or something better than we do. And that's not necessarily the case. They may be a better performers, but to be high up in that world, means good and bad things. So, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So, I've known a lot of people who are in the acting world who are, up and coming or whatever, and they never whatever. So I know it's not necessarily easy to get up there and serve into the world, let alone in the high circles. They got parts and, which they got them some money, but they never rose to a certain level. So I know at least 5 or 6 people like that. So, it's, to get to that point, you have to be linked in and somebody has to like you. You know what I'm saying? So, and he happened to be one of, the liked ones. So, but, like I said, I honestly didn't think it was going to be this. Didn't think it was going to be this much conversation on this.
I didn't either. But it kind of interesting. I mean, because when I had changed the conversation to the and ended it with the hate that the Northeast gets, and when I spoke with you, you went back to that. So I was like, okay, read whatever, but it kind of went on, and it's only important because people want to, because people are not necessarily talking about the woman that got backhanded killed, maybe around the corner.
you know, or around the corner from where each person who hears that, you know, that becomes a normal thing. But this is whatever, because because they got to a certain point that they weren't supposed to act out or do certain things. You know what I'm saying? And they're going to do the same thing the way people in the street do it. You know, and we're in the age where people get information instantaneously, so we're going to hear about it quicker. So, you know what I'm saying? Because if it was delayed here, and that means Americans didn't know in the beginning, so they had to get it from a foreign source. So, you know, I mean, you know, I think it's excitement, drama that people are fed on. And, you know what I'm saying? You know, like I said, men have to have the emotions of men. They can't have the emotions of women. So, you know, men have to get the emotion. Men need to get feedback from other men on, like, about certain issues dealing with men. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, and so, you know, at the end of the day, you know, it's just another occurrence, and I would feel disappointed to hear motherfuckers talking about this a month from now. You know,
I mean, it's not going to be. It's just something that, you know, art reflects life and vice versa, and I think that's also celebrity. You know, when I look at this, it's just one thing that just, again, it's a mirror in terms of how we look at life. You know. And I think one interesting aspect that you brought up, and I'm just going to be very quick about that because we've been talking about multiple things related to this one story for a minute, is the entire thing about emotion with men. One of the things that kind of kills me with this thing too is that you have folks acting like men ain't emotional. That's some horseshit. Point blank and period. You know what I mean? Like, if you just look at how certain things happen literally on the street, people will get violent for a lot less. People will do stuff for a lot less because people aren't taught how to try to channel their energy in other ways. And I think that's a part of both family and society, you know. Like, I'm not going to tell a dude that everything that somebody does where they crack wise, that we got to, you know, pop them in the mouth. Are there situations where that would be not the worst thing to do? Yeah, but that's not every situation. What we have is a lot of folks who automatically think that's like the low grade they had to do to killing people. And while I do understand that concern, I think this particular case was was kind of a false concern in that regard, because that's something that's a little too real that happens, you know. You know, people get stomped out for nonsense like every day, but we got to be like, why do people think that that's like the first route folks should get into? And I'm just kind of not liking the aspect of folks acting like a dude can't have emotions. It's about a dude having emotions being channeled properly. It's about human beings, period, having emotions being channeled properly, right? And if they do fuck up, backtracking so they can react and do things more maturely during the next time. I don't like that type of thing about emotions being a male trait or a feminine trait. I think there may be certain ways that society tells us how to put them out there, but we all had to, at the end of the day, get balance. And I think I'm at the very end of the day with all of this. I hope that a few people think about this in a more balanced way than just to drop the drama or trying to stay settled in ways that aren't going to be growth oriented or positive oriented, because even these folks are like, let's grow from this and move on. Some cats just want to remain in the muck of it all. And that, to me, is not very cool. I don't believe that every celebrity reflects all of society as a whole, but we do look at them as a facet of it, and we got to learn those lessons from there. So, yeah, definitely interesting. Few quick side notes, because we've talked quite a bit, and I think we had some good convos that I think kind of dovetailed away from that story, but we're tied into it. Few nice side notes. The new season of Atlanta started. It's pretty good thus far. Shout out to Donald Glover and all those black creators for that. Shout out to all the folks who performed at South by Southwest. It's the first time they've had it in 2 years. In Austin, Texas. Let me see here. George Clinton is still touring, bless his soul. He has united States tour that's going to be jumping off pretty soon, and whatnot here. Shouts out to the Fashion Fair, Ebony Fashion Fair documentary done on HBO on Netflix, on HBO Max. That joint is pretty good. Five Dog's posthumous album dropped this past weekend. Hopefully folks will be hearing some tracks from that on the show pretty soon. And whatnot. And yeah, again, if people want to like talk about multiple things on the Oscars besides that, a lot of black creatives got awards behind the camera and on camera. So shouts out to all of those folks, all the dope creatives at large, because I think people like telling folks at a certain age you're not supposed to like even entertain creativity even if it's on your own. I think that's nonsense. So I'm glad for all those folks who got that, and all the creatives who aren't winning awards, because everything's not about getting a trophy and whatnot, you know what I mean? It's dope to get it, but that's not going to be the have all and end all of one's life and existence and whatnot. And let me see here. And yeah, supposedly the new Five Dog album is supposed to be pretty good, so I'm looking forward to giving that a go.
You said you did Five Dog?
Yeah, this is supposed to be the last solo project that he created before he transitioned.
Oh, okay. No, I didn't know that he had some. No, I'm definitely interested in hearing that. Definitely one of probably the better lyricists of the two at the time that they were doing the music. You know, Five Dog. You know what I'm saying? And definitely big shout out to him. Big shout out to all the Queens, of course. Big shout out to Queens, and no, I definitely have to check that out. That is hip hop. You know what I'm saying? And I was definitely a fan of the Questers. And big shout out to Tip, and you know what I'm saying, that whole, you know, native tongue situation, you know. That was that was kind of the hip hop I was listening. If it wasn't Public Enemy, I was listening to that type of hip hop. You know what I'm saying? During most of the, you know, at 90s, and you know what I'm saying. You know, I would entertain the other stuff every now and then, mostly because of the beats. Because you notice that I have segments where I only play instrumentals because a lot of the stuff in the 90s I wasn't feeling words. So, you know, that was kind of my way of kind of still being a part of the culture, and then still wasn't whatever, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, the expression of negative, to me, you know, that some of that was negative emotion. And I think, you know, the release of negative emotion sometimes is the release of demons. So it's like, I shied away from saying certain things, so, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, well, but anyway, though, it's all good, though. It's all good, though. Keep the culture going, keep it rolling. But we're glad everybody came aboard. We appreciate it for sitting around for a little while we, I guess, talked maybe a little too long about the little shot value events over at the World Show. You know, there's little details and little areas and compartments that people, you know, cover in relation to how things, you know, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Because to me, you know, it's more funny than actual news, you know, because, you know, things stimulate people, and, you know, people go to the news for stimulation, to be stimulated, to have, you know, to almost make them feel a certain way or think a certain way, you know what I'm saying? You know, and that's all, you know, and there's people getting murdered every day, you know, senseless murders every day. So, you know, there are definitely worse things to hear about, and there are better things to hear about, and, you know, that's just how it goes.
And, you know, end of the day, we're giving a commentary I think nobody else is going to give.
Yep.
That's thinking about stuff a bit more. So, yeah, the event. But we touch base on a bunch of other things, which is why I think people are so viscerally reacting to it besides the basic drama. I mean, we're in a 24/7 news cycle on social media. Drama happens every day. Like, even when, like, we had talked briefly in the morning before we're recording right now, like it's evening time right now when we're recording, and the stuff I just saw from that time until, you know, I got home, got settled, etc., and got into the lab, I'm like, bruh, like, the response is the news. Not so much the story. Not so much the story.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that, you know, that's just kind of wild. Ooh, you know what I'm saying? But there's so many different levels of response I saw, and also even just talking to, you know, cats at my 9 to 5 and other places. I'm like, this shit is like kind of all over the place. So one of the things I think is also great about media is that you can get down and parse things out beyond, wow, Bama got slapped. Anyway, let's keep talking about the slap itself instead of why people are looking at stuff in this way, or why is it only being interpreted in these 2 or 3 ways, or why is it being interpreted in like kind of a wacky way. We're just like, that's what you got out of all of this? Wow. Okay. So I'm glad we were able to talk about that and just talk in general. And yeah, this was kind of a free form joint, but I think it got into a lot of good things in terms of, I think, how interpersonal relationships can be and community stuff can be, and sometimes create a community. You think you can trust people sometimes, and you can't, you know. It's just interesting, bruh. I think regardless of age, it's definitely
something my brother said. I wanted to say real quick that not all jokes, you know, people say, well, as long as it's funny, it doesn't matter if it's offensive. Now, I never agreed with that. Sometimes some jokes would be, if you know they're offensive, you shouldn't say them. You know, I mean, I don't believe that a performer can say anything for the sake of being funny, and you know that it could be hurtful. If you know that, nah. I've always disagreed with that comedic junction. I think that it should be you should curtail it, particularly if it's related to a physical ailment that, you know, most women are more concerned about their hair than men normally. So I don't know if that was the best thing to say to a woman that's losing her hair, and which could affect her career. So, you know, like, nah, bro. So, you know, it's one of those things that just, you know, you can't be jokey about everything. You know, and everybody has heard some jokey stuff in the street that they know has gone too far. You know what I'm saying? You know, so, you know, it's whatever.
Nah, no doubt. I mean, again, everybody has a moment, and I'll be very, very brief about this because we've been talking for quite a bit. There's just one aspect I didn't bring up real quick. The policing of black women and their hair or lack thereof has always been a huge thing in this country. You know, regardless of whether you do a natural, treated, high comb, etc., or, you know, go bald, buy alopecia or other means, or decide to shave your head. Like, people always seem to be displeased about what the fuck a black woman wants to do with their hair. And, you know, unless you're doing stuff to your hair in a self-hating way, who cares? You know, that's bizarre. And for a society that I think for multiple people of multiple backgrounds, they'll put a lot of a woman's sexuality within their hair, to like attack somebody on some shit that you can't control. Yeah, it's a joke, and you know, there's times that you have a joke and you might tee-hee about it or whatever. You just try to like tee-hee so you can push it over and people can move on. Again, everybody has a limit. Everybody has an issue. There's been people who've laughed at jokes that aren't funny that have been aimed at them. I won't necessarily attack, because attack is kind of a strong word, but has aimed at them and whatnot. And sometimes after a while, you're laughing at some shit that ain't funny because you're doing that. You know how some people do reactions when they're trying to hold something back. Like, you know, you might have folks like, haha, that's funny, but you hear undertone under that, haha, that's funny.
Yeah.
I think that type of thing was a part of what went down as well. You know what I mean? Where you're just like, yeah, I'm laughing, I'm giggling, but I'm feeling kind of hurt though. I'm feeling kind of a way about it, but I'm currently not trying to act up. And, you know, I mean, glasses overfill with water every day. So do some individuals and their emotions. It is what it is, but it's all good. My emotion is I'm happy that we got to talk after a minute and whatnot. We got some good talk in on all types of things related to this particular joint. As I always like to say, if we done sparked your mind a bit and made you think about some things and talk about some stuff, we did a quality job of independent media, especially quality independent black media. And we are definitely glad to be back through. For my folks who want to get into the political end, and you know, they dig our folks over at All Black News and STL Public Radio and all of that. me and our peoples have been talking back and forth a bit on Facebook when I actually try to get on it and interact, because again, social media kind of gets on my nerves right now. But we definitely got to sit down and chop it up again, because we were talking about our long form interview we did back in 2015, 2016 around the Ferguson time. They were just there like, yo, we're prophetesses, yo. We're just bond, not to be on some arrogant shit, but it's like some of the shit that we talked about. It's like, yo, we were like on the money, and people are seeing certain stuff now. And we talk about things from our particular perspectives, which isn't necessarily you're a Democrat, you're a Republican, whatever. You're just looking at shit in terms of this is me as a Black American in the world. And, you know, stuff that people peep, whether, you know, you're a big book reader or a newspaper reader or just somebody who pays attention to random stuff. We'll probably try to get something together within the month, because I know I'm busy and she's busy, but that should definitely be freaking fun. I mean, we were some of the first people who called out Sean King, you know what I'm saying, and some other stuff. And had people talking about our outlets were like freaking crazy, and it's like, alright, you know. I don't know why I can't pick lotto numbers, but I can point out somebody who's on some bullshit. That's just a skill the universe has apparently decided to give me on certain things. It is what it is. But yeah, like I said, we got a lot of dope stuff coming up soon. Hopefully within the month, maybe even sooner. We're gonna try to do some video test runs of these commentaries, because I think that'll be dope for y'all, besides hearing our voice, to be able to see us too. And whatever, especially like it was like sometimes, like this went on way longer than I thought it was going to, but I'm not mad at it. But sometimes like little quick hit commentaries we'll have besides the regular show, so stay tuned for those. We got some solo programming from each of us coming up soon. We just got a lot that's going to be happening, so it's going to be fun on top of the regular FuseBox Radio vibes. This show wouldn't be going down for good lord, like this show is a grown ass adult right now, bro. It is 2022. Did the show in 98? So we are talking about. Dang, we're gonna be up around 25 years in a few years. Fuck, that's crazy. That is fucking crazy. But I'm very happy that things just formed together, so we'll be a part of each other's lives and do this, and you know, be not just, you know, people on a creative end, but friends and all that. So yeah. Got some good stuff popping off, so we're gonna keep it moving.
Definitely some more stuff popping off in that way, because you'll see me on doing some things and independent from this. So definitely look out, and as things start to develop and roll out in that regard.
Indeedy, it's exciting times. It's exciting times.
Yep. All right, there, ladies and gentlemen, we thank you very much. You know what I'm saying? That wanted to bring a couple things. Glad you came aboard. So glad you came around and listened to the little bit. And, of course, FuseBox Radio. And much love to all races, much love to all, you know, different viewpoints and beliefs. And, you know, we're not trying to force nobody's belief on anybody or whatever. It's just, you know, that's some of the conclusions that individuals have come up to in their own lives. So, and you know, just like to express certain things or whatever. And you know, I have no hate in my heart towards anybody. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I've seen a lot of good things in my life, you know, thus far, and you know, I was stimulated by the best, you know, situation that I think human beings have been stimulated by the last 100 years. So, you know, life is good. You know, I might not be rich, and I'm not trying to be rich. I'm trying to have enough beer to sustain me and my you know, people I have under my care. But I'm not necessarily trying to be rich, and because I know if I become rich, I'll become more of or become an asshole. So, and that's not what individuals trying to do. Keep a high vibration of love, which we want to give to you all, and we're glad that you all came aboard. But thank you very much.
No doubt. FuseBox Radio, bring the balance back to Black Radio each and every single week. FuseBoxRadio.com, BlackRadiosback.com, to FutonDon.com. DJ Fusion, the Black Hawk, signing out. All right, peace.
When I step up in the place, say yo, I step correct. You all in check. I got that head nod shit that make you break your neck. I got you all in check. And you know we come through to wreck the discotheque. I got you all in check. Throw your hands up in the air, don't ever disrespect. I got you all in check. Busta Rhymes up in the place, true indeed. Yes, I can track and that's word on my feed. I'm guaranteed to give you what you need. One blood, everybody like Junior Reed. Wake up every morning, yo, I must succeed. Nationwide rockers make the world stampede. Yo, really make me roll some weed. Mad charge, nigga, now I must proceed. Yo, we about to make whoop, set speed. Please do 85 Q-tip, Ali Shaheed. Watch me knock you out like Apollo Creed. Body blows, busting your shit, making you bleed. Just feed off dynamic flows and take heed. Need more information, homeboy, than just read. Hey, you can read all about the pure breed. Do the vocal, that's my new pepper seed. When I step up in the place, then yo, I step correct. I got you all in check. I got that head nod shit that make you break your neck. I got you all in check. And you know we come through to wreck the discotheque. I got you all in check. Throw your hands up in the air and never disrespect. I got you all in check. How dare you ever try to step on my suede shoes? Top gun shut down your firm like Tom Cruise. Please, let me get down and blow a fuse. Acting fools, breaking shit down to molecules. Yo, let me hit you with my ill street blues. Busta Rhymes always headlines the street news. Hey, baby girl, don't be confused. Sell my 17 to enjoy my boat cruise. I know you really wanna know who's coming through, leaving blood stains and residues. Sorry, homeboy, but your flow sound used. Got to pay your dues, baby, you know the rules. Whenever I travel the world, I land cruise. If you choose to fuck around, you get bruised. Now I got new gas on super unleaded fuels. Give me room, give me some space, your excuse. When I step up in the place, then yo, I step correct. I got you all in check. I got that head nod shit that make you break your neck. I got you all in check. And you know we come to wreck the discotheque. I got you all in check. Throw your hands up in the air and never disrespect. I got you all in check.
You're now rocking with the best. Busta Rhymes coming through from the Flip Mode Squad. Boy Scouts who I be, straight to your dome. We coming straight to your dome, bringing all you rockers to all you rap motherfuckers. Boy Scouts who I be, Flip Mode is the squid on. Busta Rhymes break it down like this.
Yo, which motherfucker stole my flow? Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Throw them type of niggas right out my window. Blast your ass, hit you with a direct blow. Blow, coming through like G.I. Joe. Star Wars moving ill like Han Solo. Make you bounce around like this was Calypso. Always shine cause I got the high pro glow. You think that you can hide, you think you can lay low. Roll up on your ass like Hawaii 5-0. Mac out with my dreads in my Kango. Forget the moment nigga just passed the Cisco. Yo, take a trip down to Mexico. Come back with that shit that might make you psycho. Maximum frequencies through your stereo. Sorry, this is it, but homeboy, I got to go. When I step up in the place, and yo, I step correct. Got you all in check. I got that head nod shit that make you break your neck. I got you all in check. And you know we come to wreck the discotheque. I got you all in check. Throw your hands up in the air and never disrespect. Cause I got you all in check. Hey, hey, yo, yo, hey, hey, Boy Scout,
DJ Fusion of the FuseBox Radio is now in the mix.
This is a conquest, so I suggest you take a rest or keep a breath. And definitely keep a vest on that chest. Rhymes I'm packing, just like a thug at a carjacking. Shoot off your hat when I start capping. This is no acting. G-A-N-G, S-T-A, double R. And you don't want no trouble up in here, baby boy. From the late night drama of the New York streets to the hoods of L.A. Real niggas flipping Primo's beef, put suckers on blast. Send them back to class and kick hot shit so we can stack the Johnny Cash. I brought the guard, rock him, lyrically gunning. You wanna dash? I got Dub C from South Sea. What, you doubt me? Travel through war zones with my infrared microphone in the airborne hill, destroying enemies' chromosomes. Words burn through flesh, leaving nothing but skeletal. You best pay respect to the legends, boy. I'm telling you, militia.
The illest, realest, representing. Bringing the buckets. Let it be known. The illest, realest. Word up, let's go militia. The illest, realest, representing. Bringing the buckets. Let it be known. The illest, realest. Word up, let's go militia.
Making a move, who's that nigga that's making a move? It's the shitty gets bottom back, acting a motherfucking fool, fofo packing, my jacket, steadily tagging, sagging, ragging, foot on my ragging, blast on my mag, leaving enemies of body bags. Yeah, nigga was cracking, what y'all thought it wasn't gonna happen? Dub singing, my East Coast sisters getting together rapping, yeah. Gun clapping, y'all smacking, kiss the ring of your highness. Look, mom in New York, see walking with two of the Brooklyn's finest. My jig affiliates from the East, we all bang. But look, y'all know mine, this is still West Side Connect gang. Dress code the same, just new pieces on my neck. P-Coast, brownies, house shoes, and hair nets. Y'all can't see this, so peep the Sister G is pushing a 6 as I freak this Caviar Gangstar Militia remix. It's Dub C the Yankeest low. I'm running the shit with the guru and New York's artist DJ Premier Militia.
The illest, realest, representing. Bringing the buckets. Let it be known. The illest, realest.
Word up, let's go militia.
The illest, realest,
representing.
Bringing the buckets. Let it be known. The illest, realest.
Word up, let's go militia.
Yo, it's the master, Mr. Musical Massacre, passion for disaster, paragraph ambassador, all get the red carpet, just call me on, corner the market like the Mike's last name was Corleone, the facade killer, come through your city like Godzilla, think of the sickest thing you ever seen, Rawzilla, my visions are vicious, suspects suspicious, plans is ambitious, my motives malicious, no interfering if you ain't down, you got to swearing, these cats ain't caring in the habitat they're wearing, crack a bearing, format the track that I'm hearing, it's even at I'm going back to racketeering. Yo, you should see me, I got a crew like Mussolini, but cool as Goldie, my flow be smooth and easy. Pretenders, every sentence the wildest. You get the picture? Rock chemist, the menace, with malice, militia, Gangstar, the R, Dub C, Baby Paul, straight up. Check it out.
We gonna rock them, man, cause we got the fresh stuff.
One time.
I'm on a mission. I hold the pen and stay twisted. In competition, my street cats will stay listening. Detroit to New York, I still walk the walk. Control dance hall, chilling in my b-boy stance, y'all. Never was known to be an MC. I still rip and flip crowds into a frenzy. Reciting fat shit, I incite herbs to bite. Bum rush your mic tech, play this only at night. Coincide with the mic, take flight above shores. Word 'em up. I separate minds from yours. I look you up and as I stare in your face, you bet mine's on the hum, the one you got your idea from. Yeah, I'm right here, son, and straight out the slum. Making tracks for dough, getting paid to do shows. So when I blow up, y'all niggas respect my flow. Ayo, I'm nice with the pill when I rock with Slumville. So what you want, dog?
Turn it out, y'all. Beat your ass up like a steak you take, and I'm not the fake. Turn it out.
Hey, yo, you want blows? We got tons of them. Pete, Slum, and Tim trying to bank shit like the Huntington. Get that money then dip, blast the cash in front of them. Niggas grunting and shit, saying nothing, I'm done with them. Oh, yo, peeps ain't got a hold their gun on them. Cause if one of them cats jump, we all jumping in, believe that. We got something for the some dumb, but we young chewing that don't know what they doing with this rap shit. Rap tactics, automatic, and the fact is, yeah, I know you bored with the whack shit. We got that fat shit, that auto-anotic track shit. And when you hear it, man, I don't know how to act shit.
Serious, you know you're gonna get served. Put it up. Get down, blow up fuse. Niggas, throw your hands up.
And I'm here to say it.
It's like first we laid the first and now we rock with the B. Just another casualty for the S and the V. It's like action is what we give and receive. Best to believe we got some shit up our sleeve. Some shit to dance to, some shit to the trees. Some shit if you dying it'll help you breathe. Make a handicap, nigga exceed with speed. It's like totally with the rhymes with the V. Doing this for DT and a place to be. Can't forget the rest, R-O-I-T. Mac Nicholas, baby, what else could it be? Please, Lace me with some scratch for beat rock.
Do it. From state to state, I'm in to win it from beginning to end.
In the beginning, it was the S. Never no lame shit. Motherfuckers travel for miles to Mac Nick. We kick rhymes slow that never sound like yours. To the mic, looking like cheap doors. Fuck this rap shit. I'm too smart for that. I do the shit for kicks with my crew. Believe that. The S is on the way to making MCs quit. I shoot the kind of rhymes that make the MCs duck. On the mic, I never fight. I call an angel of war. Slicing MC with my tongue. A lyrical sword. You really want to battle? You must be ill. Well, it's the S, numero uno. I mean your favorite, the Negroes make the music that you run out to get. Now this is nevertheless nuclear bomb shit. My Nicholas is earning money on some Mount Vernon shit.
One time,
What? Slum Bill and we out. No doubt for 98, setting you straight. Get yourself laced. Peace, 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 peace.
You are now listening to FuseBox Radio.
You had the hottest, DJ Fusion.
Set a mood and go. Had a minute to go, set on cruise control. Let a night fast, but the wheels moving slow. It's all black time zone, music move your soul. You know the city where they ride, tenant on a lodge with it in a Dodge. East side niggas hearing tires, PLA 5 minutes. Careful where you choose to go. Still home, still a place that I choose to know.
Dream cruise every summer on Woodward. On a Saturday, Sunday, get a good word. Fridays, pull up to your barber. This the Great Lakes where they floating like a boat in the harbor. Past Santa Barbara, the drive slow Jefferson, escape with a thick piece who hopped in and left a friend to blow one under the prettiest stars. It's not a road less traveled in the city, your car.
Of the FuseBox Radio is now in the mix.
To lose, but I'm still running back to you. Every time you around to amuse, I get lost in a mix of your hues, looking like Sunset Boulevard every time you around. So meet me once more for now. See, lately we've been all finding out that the end really ending it all for a little bit.
It's all lit, I'm feeling it gone in a flashlight. Better looking beyond with a flashlight. In the middle, I pause to a backlight. Then I'm dipping, we gone in a half-life. You're lighting up my window shade. In the days, almost didn't hear the tempo change. You know my days bang till crescendos play. And the rays don't fade away. Golden hour, I'll meet you there. In the golden hour, I'll find you there. Hey, in the golden hour.
Held my feet to the fire, but never been burned. Looking up higher, forgot what I learned. It's bright when I'm walking, it's deep in my soul. Be here for it watching, got lost in the glow.
In the golden hour, I'll meet you there. In the golden hour, I'll find you there. Hey, in the golden hour, I'll meet you there. In the golden hour, I'll find you there. Hey, in the golden hour. Without a jacket, you cannot forget it. This world to me so cold. Hoping that she will understand me. Now my back, then life understand me. The rat race, it seems so long now. I wonder if she'll ever slow down. Don't you want find yourself into vacation? Just for once, let's just focus, time is wasted. Don't you want find yourself into vacation? Just for once, let's just focus, time is wasted. Don't you want find yourself into vacation? Just for once, let's just focus, time is wasted. Don't you want find yourself into vacation? Just for once, let's just focus, time is wasted.
You are now listening to FuseBox Radio.
Oh, this feel good. Turn me up. Hi-hats. Yeah. Bring the beat. She been do it like she get in the heat. Sound system like a wave, she rocked in the heat. Southern girls do it better, you take the feet. Setting up a pound's hose, you take a seat. Bust it for me. Bust it for me. Bust it for me. Bust it for me. Louis and Movass matching receipts. Got a mean head, the bait matches heat. Hopscotching on you hoes, trick watch the feet. They tell me slow down, bitch never me. Bust it for me. Bust it for me. Bust it for me. Bust it for me. And keep getting shit missing, and I've been giving you hits. And you been sleeping on bitches, and I've been looking up it. I said that line, you hoes making these way. That's what we do, babe, man, we do it our way. Bust it for me. 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 Feed me with the beat. Feed me with the beat. Bust it for me. Second line. Bust it for me. Second line. Bust it for me. Bust it for me. Bust it for me. They never see me sweat cause I'm too cold. I gotta get make it deep though. 5-4, nigga, that's all I know. Put the footwork in, bitch, make it blow. You get your chance to move your feet. You get your chance to move your feet.
hottest, DJ Fusion.
Chance to prove your feet. Bust it for me. Bust it for me. Bust it for me. Can you feel the pressure? Can you feel the pressure? Can you feel the pressure? Feel the pressure. Can you feel?
The FuseBox Radio presents the Futon Done Mix. DJ Fusion of the FuseBox Radio is now in the mix.
Looking for someone that I can trust, someone to spark me up. Never thinking about us, but who do I run to when the shit gets rough? I swear I run into you when I wanna fall. It's only right. Tell me you wanna give it a try. These niggas ain't shit what they talking about. And I found out there's nothing like you and I. Yeah, I didn't need my tell you what I found. That's what it takes to know. Stop searching all around us. 'Cause I've been all over the world. Trying to find something that's been here. You've been here all. 'Cause I've been all over the world. Trying to find something that's been here. You've been here all. Trying to find someone that love like me, and when I say you know I mean it. But I ain't found it west to east. Last night still on my mind, did me so good. Yeah, with you, this where I wanna be. And now I'm out of the friend zone, what a feeling. Don't know why. I've been searching for what's in front of my eyes, and you just stay feeding my appetite. They say when you know, and I know now. I didn't need my tell you what I found. That's what it takes to know. Stop searching all around. 'Cause I've been all over the world. Trying to find something that's been here. You've been here all. 'Cause I've been all over the world. Trying to find something that's been here. You've been here all. 'Cause I've been all over the world. Trying to find something that's been here. You've been here all. 'Cause I've been all over the world. Trying to find something that's been here. You've been here all. Looking every bit that deep. Looking every bit don't see. Been here all along, baby. Been here all along with me. Along with me.
I've been in my room, but I know outside there's sunshine. Ooh, baby, you are my sunshine. Oh. So I can't go. Do me like I never fall in love. Made me feel like the first time, yeah. Gambling on my heart, it's a dangerous love. Oh,
The hottest, DJ Fusion.
sky. Every time I see you, my body so even in a different light. Oh, I'm deep in love. I'm deep in love with you. I'm deep in love with you. I'm deep in love with you. I'm deep in love with
DJ Fusion of the FuseBox Radio is now in the mix.
You are now listening to FuseBox Radio.
Ausar! Hey, Niglu. 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 Niglu.
More now.
The FuseBox Radio presents the Futon Done Mix.
Can you tell me what it's all about? 'Cause we're turning, filled with all the doubts of the world. And I have all the doubts of a girl who's changing. Is it too soon to tell you I have life beating in June? Summer breeze is warmth into me. Its journey shows me I can be free if I can only be brave. If I can take what it gave, what it offers. If I can only be brave. If I can take what it gave, what it offers, be brave. Can you show me how I make it shine? 'Cause this life has dulled a bit of mine, but I'm here. I'm ready to take on what I fear and change them. I have come undone. I have learned that freedom song and I sing. Oh, I sing. If I can only be brave, 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 brave. If I can only be brave. If I can take what it gave, what it offers. If I can only be brave. If I can take what it gave, what it offers, be brave.
You are now listening to FuseBox Radio.
do, with nowhere to go, no one to see. We reflect on the not so long ago when freedom wasn't a distant word. What now, we scream to our hearts.
I'm feeling out of place and overwhelmed.
Do we roll over and drown in our sorrows?
I'm feeling out of place and overwhelmed.
Hoping tomorrow will be the day our bodies will be set free. Free to roam, free to dance, free to explore this vast world once more. Or do we resent the sunrise because over the horizon is that place we dare not go? But if I told you today that it's okay to run, how fast would you go? Would you let the wind carry you to speeds never imagined? Would you jump so high that it seemed like there were steps in the sky, helping you to the goal? What would you do? Where would you go when the fear subsides and the air is pure once again? Would you make your way to the ocean? And when you get there, will you jump in? Would you find the nearest mountain and climb it just because? Will you pick up where you left off through the pressure and the pain? Would you look through every reflection and wonder if you're the same person you are, coming out, then went in? If I told you today that it's okay, I wonder.
Is this the end of? Is this the end of it all? Is this the end of it all?
I wonder.
Is this the end of? Is this the end
I wonder.
Is this the end
I wonder.
DJ Fusion of the FuseBox Radio is now in the mix. The FuseBox Radio presents the Futon Done Mix.
Ladies and gentlemen, FuseBox Radio Show.
while I'm dancing this dance with you. Oh, don't cry on my shoulder about someone you knew. I told you I'm with you. Oh, you try to tell me that you love me yet. How come while we're dancing our eyes never met? Don't cry on my shoulder for somebody else while I'm dancing this dance with you. And oh, pretty baby, don't cry on my shoulder for somebody else while I'm dancing this twist with you. And oh, pretty baby, don't cry on my shoulder about some guy you knew. I told you I'm in love, at least I meant to tell you I'm in love with you. Or you try to tell me that you love me yet. How come while we're dancing our eyes never met? Don't cry on my shoulder for somebody else while I'm dancing this dance with you. Do that thing one more time while I'm dancing this dance with you. Yeah.
Tell your mammy about that, your granny, damn it.
You're too rude. Hey, oh, what a rat race. Oh, what a rat race. Oh, what a rat race. This is the rat race.
You've spoken a couple times about classes, middle class and
Yes,
other
because
thing.
I come to realize them really divide in classes.
Yeah.
Yes, and it's true. Them try to divide in classes where we don't agree with. Because wickedness, you can't divide the people. You can divide the people, and some of them not 4 foot.
Yeah, true.
Rat race, I'm singing that when the cat's away.
Listen, Bob, we run out of time, but I'd just like to ask you if you have any sort of hope in the country, Jamaica, right now. You're a guy who's getting on all right in your field, in singing.
Hope in the country. Yeah. Well, yes, Jamaica is a nice, great place now. Really love Jamaica now because I walk plenty stone land in Jamaica and plenty hills. But I think really need a direction. Not a big old signing up this and signing up that, but a direction in your own country where one to the earth. I mean, we have to till the soil and plant back the seeds in the soil, and you know, call for slavery for do that.
Well, at least
you just call for understand.
You have right, and you have made that start because you said you're a farmer.
I'm a farmer, yes, from creation.
Okay, Bob Marley, it's been a great pleasure talking with you.
Say they tried to find the answer to all the questions they asked, but I know it's impossible to go living through my past. Can't keep us down. There's a natural mystic flowing through the air. I won't tell no lie, 'cause if you listen carefully now, you will hear. Yes,
with my baby. Oh, and everybody's swinging. Look at her. Sally's doing that twist now. Oh, and if you take requests now, I got a few for you. Listen to me. Now play that song called Soul Twist. Play that one called I Know. Don't forget them mashed, but I never could do that. Never could. No other song to do. Now let me tell you, Mr. Oh, Mr. DJ, keep those records playing, 'cause I'm having such a good time. I'm down here. Everybody help me sing, having a party. Everybody having a party. Everybody's swinging. Everybody's dancing to the music. Dancing to the music. On the radio, baby. On the radio. Having a party. Oh, yeah. Everybody's swinging. Dancing to the music. Dancing to the music. I wonder would you say that for me one more time? Everybody say, having a party for me. Having us a party. Everybody's swinging. Everybody's swinging. Dancing to the music. Dancing to the music. On the radio, honey. On the radio. Having a party. Everybody's swinging. Everybody's swinging. Dancing to the music. Dancing to the music. I feel all right now. All right. I don't want to quit. I don't want to quit now. Oh, yeah. Having me a party. I don't want to quit now. But it looks like I gotta go now. Oh, yeah. On the... And I need everybody swinging. Oh, yeah. Dance. We got that groove now. Oh, we got that groove now. Don't fight it till you feel it. Don't fight it till you feel it. Don't fight it. You keep on having a party. I gotta go. But when you go home, keep on having that party. No matter where you're at, remember I told you to keep on having that party. If you're with your loved one somewhere, keep on having that party. Understand? If you feel good all alone, riding in the radio sometime, riding in the car and the radio's on, keep on having that party. Ah, I gotta go now.
Broadcasting from Galactic Center Black Hole. Ladies and gentlemen, FuseBox Radio Show.
Don't criticize it. Legalize it, yeah, yeah. And I will advertise it. Some call it tampy. Some call it the weed. Some call it marijuana. Yeah. Some of them call it ganja. Never mind, got to legalize it. And don't criticize it. Legalize it, yeah, yeah. And I will advertise it. Singers smoking and players of instrument too. Legalize it, yeah, yeah. That's the best thing you can do.
judges smoking, even the lawyer too. So you got to legalize it, and don't criticize it. Legalize it, yeah, yeah, and I will advertise it. It's good for the food, good for asthma, good for tuberculosis, even humora combosis. Got to legalize it. Don't criticize it. Legalize it, yeah, yeah. I will advertise it. Birds eat it, ants love it, fowls eat it, goats love to play with it. So you got to legalize it. Don't criticize it. Legalize.
One thing Nancy can't understand. What make them a talk about me ambition? Say what make them a talk about me ambition? Come and say some of them a ask me where me get it from. Just some of them a ask me where me get it from. I told them no, it's from creation. I told them no, it's from creation. Bam bam, hey yo, what a bam bam, bam bam dilang, bam bam, bam bam. Trouble no one. I'm a lady, I'm not biscuit. You come in at the place and me say well slick. Keep bam bam, hey yo. Tawata bam 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 bilang bam 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 bilang bam bam hey yo. Tawata bam bam hey yo. Say what bam bam. That's how much them a say me walk on my short them plan. I told them no me a one business woman. Sister not say she a 1 in a 3 million. Sister not say she a 1 in a 3 million. So bam bam, say what bam 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 bilang bam 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 bilang bam bam hey. Say go sister Nancy make you go. I tell you say fi go sister Nancy make you go. I know it from me head straight down to my toe. I teach her down sister Nancy and the go. And some of them a ask her sister Nancy make you bad so. Long down the list sister Nancy make you bad so. He bam bam, what a bam bam. He bam bam bilang, bam bam. He bam bam bilang, bam bam. What a bam bam. Hey, tell me say what a bam bam. This woman, I never trouble no one. I'm a lady, I'm not a man. MC is my ambition. I come feel nice up Jamaican, so bam bam. Say what a bam bam, bam bam bilang, bam bam, bam bam bilang, bam bam. Hey, tell me say one thing Nancy can't understand. One thing Nancy can't understand.
Hey yo, the nappy grand is in the building.
My baby, and money don't mean a thing to me, no, 'cause I just kissed my baby. Feels so good, 'cause I just kissed my baby. Well, no little sure. My baby, yeah. Well, yeah. I know I can't go wrong. All we ever do.
Nappy Grand is in the building. Hey yo, the Nappy Grand is in the building.
When I see your face like a morning sun, it's sparkling to shine.
Hey yo, the Nappy Grand is in the building.
Well, I got a woman way over town that's good to me. Oh yeah, say I got a woman way over town, good to me. Oh yeah, she give me money when I'm in need. Yeah, she's a kind of friend indeed. I got a woman way over town that's good to me. Oh yeah, she says a loving early in the morning just for me. Oh yeah, she says a loving early in the morning just for me. Oh yeah, she says a loving just for me. Oh, she loves me so tenderly. I got a woman way over town that's good to me. Oh yeah. She's there to love me both day and night. Never grumbles or fusses, always treats me right. Never running in the streets and leaving me alone. She knows a woman's place It's right there now in her home. I got a woman way over town that's good to me. Oh yeah. See, I got a woman way over town that's good to me. Oh yeah. Oh, she's my baby. Don't you understand? Yeah, I'm a lover man. I got a woman way over town that's good to me. Oh yeah. Don't you know she's alright? Don't you know she's alright? She's alright, she's alright. Oh yeah.
Hey yo, the Nappy Grand is in the building.
to let you know I can really shake them down. Do you love me? I can really move. Do you love me? I'm in the groove. Do you love me? Do you love me? Now that I
were all uprooted. The earth was stolen from beneath our feet. We became a diaspora, an unnamed nation of bastards. We channeled our roots to the pulse of light, deep within the galaxies of our minds. Our breath was the sky, our dreams were water. We claimed the wilderness, we recognized one another.
listen to the FuseBox Radio Broadcast via iTunes, Stitcher, TuneIn Radio, Podcast Addict, and your other favorite podcast players. Check out the FuseBox Radio's official website for our latest episodes, events, and more at FuseBoxRadioOnline.com. You can also visit us on Facebook at Facebook.com/FuseBox Radio Show, Twitter at Twitter.com/FuseBox Radio, and Instagram at Instagram.com/FuseBox Radio. Feel free to contact us at FuseboxRadio@gmail.com to submit music for airplay consideration,